Who is the spy? In The Mandalorian Episode 7, Season 3, we got the episode titled The Spies, insinuating there are more than one spy, besides Elia Kane, of course, who has been posing as a New Republic worker feeding intelligence to Moff Gideon. I'm pretty sure we all saw this coming, and we knew that she was shady. So of course that's spy number one. However, I believe there is a spy amongst the Mandalorians, and I have some ideas to share as to who they could be, because I think there are a few, but the first, of course, and the one that I really think that this could be the spy, is of course the armorer. And let me explain. Maybe at the end of this, you're actually going to believe it too. She was very against Bo Katan, seeing as she is from a different clan and believes in taking her helmet off. I feel like the way the scenes were shot and her overall cadence and tone was just very off. Like you can never tell really what she's thinking or her true intentions, much like you can with Paz Vizsla or Din or anyone else. Maybe this is just her character, but I think there's more to it. I think she's been directed to speak like this. She then switched up on Bo pretty fast by allowing her to do as she pleases. First not believing her about the mythosaur, saying that she probably just imagined it or hallucinated, to full on believing that she saw it and then granting her the permission to remove her helmet without any concrete proof. This was a red flag to me. She asked Din Djarin to bring the water back from the mines of Mandalore as proof. Now, mind you, she has been telling all the Mandalorians that Mandalore is poisoned. Did she just hear this and expect that to be true? Or was she doing this on purpose to keep them away from Mandalore so that Moff Gideon could build his Imperial base? Now my question is, if she was so trusting, then she wouldn't need any of the water in the mines for proof. She'd just request Din Djarin's word as bond. Now, I believe that she wanted actual proof to see if he did indeed go to Mandalore, to maybe tell Moff Gideon that the time has come. The Mandalorians will start to go there and to prepare his defenses and return to the public eye. She then tells Bo to go gather all the Mandalorians that she can, and I'm sure she knew that Bo Katan's next move would be to make a home on Mandalore, bringing all the Mandalorians there to be wiped out. Now the pirates probably played a hand in this too, and they work for Moff Gideon and the Empire as scouts. I have a hard time believing that they weren't being fed by him, and they'd never bite the hand that feeds them, especially when that hand can destroy you. I think they worked with the armorer to get her out of the trap that Moff Gideon had planned for the Mandalorians. She conveniently escaped to bring the sick Mandalorians in the pirate ship to Axe Woves' ship, which was originally Gideon's. I believe she's going to betray them all. And if she doesn't, then wow, they did a great job of not really letting us know who the spy is, except for the third person that I'm going to reveal in just a little bit after I'm done this armorer theory. Now, why would the armorer who has dedicated so much time to earning the trust of these Mandalorians around her waste her time? Well, I think it's all part of a bigger plan. Palpatine wasted decades on being a politician, only to strike at the right moment and turn the entire galaxy against the Jedi and to his favor. The armorer executed her plan perfectly to get as many Mandalorians in one place at the same time under Moff Gideon's control. We've already lost Paz Vizsla and Din Djarin, now the Empire has leverage. I think the armorer is the one that sets everything up, and I'll be very surprised if she isn't. Now, another point I want to make, of course, is that her helmet is the only one with horns, and now we have another Mandalorian with horns. And that, of course, is Moff Gideon's Mandalorian armor. Now, if he's a Mandalorian or not, he could very well be, but he definitely dresses as one. His helmet has horns and her helmet has horns. The connection here is Darth Maul. I believe that they were Darth Maul loyalists, and they probably fought alongside of him until, of course, he died. And I believe they still carry on his way of leading when it comes to Mandalore and Mandalorians. And Maul was very against any Mandalorian that went against him. So for all these reasons, I believe the armorer is working with Moff Gideon. I think she has been working with him the entire time. And if she isn't, then I'm going to be really surprised. That's going to be a cool twist. But I'm going into the season finale of The Mandalorian with the thoughts that the armorer is the one that is betraying everybody. Now, the second possibility here is the obvious one, which is Axe Woves, and the not so obvious one, which is Koska Reeves. Now, I think Axe Woves is just too dead on the nose to be the spy. We would all imagine that he's the one to betray Bo Katan and the other Mandalorians simply because he's bashful and resents Bo. However, I think that's what Lucasfilm wants us to believe. It's too obvious with him. There must have been someone that tipped the Empire off about where exactly they are, and I think it's Koska. she was always quite keen on Grogu. I saw a TikTok that actually showed her stages throughout the show, and a lot of it had me thinking maybe she is the spy. When we first saw her, even in the trailers for season 2, she was seen as a hooded figure. Then she disappears into the crowd. Many of us thought that she's a Jedi at the time when the trailer came out, but now we know that she's just a night owl, part of Bo Katan's squad. However, this is a pretty ominous scene for someone who's a good guy, supposedly. She glares at Grogu every time that he was mentioned during season 2 in the bar as she ate the squid. You could see Grogu felt something was wrong, and I'm a firm believer that animals and children are really great radars for bad people, at least most of the time, especially considering Grogu has the Force. I saw all of this highlighted in that video that actually had me thinking along the same lines as it. Then in season 3, she takes the Mon Cala prince and he says, "I thought Mandalorians were supposed to be honorable." She says, "We are, kid, for the right amount of credits," or something like that. This is a really scummy thing to say. Then we get another scenario when Mando offered to go with Grogu, Casca Reeves offered to as well right after him. Now I could just be too gullible here to believe that the video has maybe swayed my opinion, but it seemed very convincing with how she has been acting. Namely, the whole vanishing part and glaring at Grogu with him feeling something off in the Force. I don't think anyone else could be the spy, and if they are, then I'm going to be really surprised. But as for now, I believe the armor with her horned helmet, unless she's a Zabrak species and she needs those horns to wear the helmet, is indeed a spy and a Darth Maul loyalist, just like Moff Gideon. Gideon is an Imperial, but his origins I'm not too sure of. He could be a Mandalorian. Heck, he could even be a fallen Jedi for all we know. He was able to connect with the Darksaber better than Din Djarin, so it makes me think that maybe there's something to him that a lot of us don't know yet. He did ignite the Darksaber in front of Grogu at the end of season 2 and said, "Remember this?" And I'm assuming that meant, remember what a lightsaber looks like, but it just seemed like an interesting thing for him to say, considering he isn't a Jedi that we know of. What if he was trained by Darth Vader? There are lots of different theories going into this, but I really do think that the armor could be the one that betrays the Mandalorians, and if she's not, boy, are we in for a good surprise. So I want to hear your theories down below. Who do you think the spy could be, besides, of course, Elia Kane? Only a few days left now until the season finale for The Mandalorian Season 3, and I'm really excited to have the watch party with you guys and hang out and go through everything together. Thanks for watching today's theory video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, remember, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, the Force will be with you, always.